We're having a little bit of Ecliptic Brewing's Phaser Hazy IPA.
Why did I ask you? I got it.
Yeah, I don't know why you asked me.
I don't know either.
Why did you get this?
Eric brought this. Surprised us. Just rolled up. Remember last time I was like, you didn't bring no beer, boy? This boy brought beer.
Big spikes. Where'd you get this beer?
That same liquor store we got it last time.
Oh, okay. Gotta be careful there.
I mean, I fuck with the can. I fuck with anything space. And
Look at where it's brewed.
So it's like we're talking about like orbits here. That's got a cool little fun unique thing to it. It's called Phaser. It's got cool colors and shit, boy. That's all I ever give a fuck about.
Look at where it's from. Look at where they say it's from.
Where's it from? Canada? Portland, Oregon, Earth. That's pretty tight. That's a nice little touch right there.
Yeah, I thought so too. You read the description on the side on that little banner?
No, boy, I can't see that shit. Oh, let's see. Juicy and unfiltered Phaser Hazy IPA stuns with a lively array of fruity hop and notes. Well, I don't know what the fuck that means, but I'm gonna try it. Oh, also, I guess, welcome to this episode segment of Guy Spencer's Beer Corner.
Yeah, welcome everybody. I'm Guy Spencer. Well, I was Guy Spencer.
No, you are. Is that the name still? Was that the name?
Yeah.
The Guy Spencer's Beer Corner? Did I get that right?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck yeah.
Was it Beer Corner?
Yeah.
Right on. But yeah.
So tell us about this one, Guy.
I don't know much about it. Ecliptic, like you said, out of Portland. That's all I know about it. I never had any other beer from them. Same style as last week. Another hazy for the Haze boys out there. What do you guys think?
I'm not the biggest fan of it.
Well, what's it taste like?
A juicy and unfiltered Phaser IPA.
APA.
IPA. With features of Citra, Azacca, Mosaic, and Eldorado hops.
Is that right, huh? That's
Holy
what you taste.
buckets.
At
You really got all that?
At 15.3.
But did you get the lively array of fruity hop notes? Was it lively for you?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You
Were
can
you
really,
stunned?
Yeah, no. You can really taste the 15.3 degrees P gravity.
What is it? What does that mean? You want to talk about gravity? Remember that time we argued about gravity at the beginning?
Yeah, I forgot what gravity is.
And right when we started the podcast, like just figuring it out.
Oh, we weren't at a podcast
released?
when we were arguing about gravity.
You sure?
Where
were
were
we?
Well, I was brewing.
Oh, we were at Rob's house
Yeah.
arguing about gravity even
It was Rob's
longer ago.
birthday. Yeah.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
That was about the right time, though, when we were doing
was
that with the
hilarious.
podcast. Yeah.
That was hilarious.
Yeah. Yep. And then shout out Rico from Hella Kids. He was there egging me on about gravity. Oh, and shout out Luke, too, for having us on his podcast.
Oh, hell
last
yeah.
week.
Luke had us on his podcast recently.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
All right, let's give this a try.
Oh, I'd been trying it. My mom used to have this candle, and it was like flavored Galaxy, and it had a sticker that was just like this, and it was even like the same colors and shit, and it was like it was like from Bath and Body Works, but it was a Galaxy flavor, and I remember always thinking like, how the fuck do you know what Galaxy smells like? Like, what the fuck? Like, metallic? Like, what the hell? Like, what would Galaxy smell? The astronauts say it smells like metal, right? Like, what the fuck why would you name it Galaxy? Like, that's what it smells like? And you smelled it, and it smelled good. It wasn't like, it didn't smell like anything bad, but it definitely didn't smell like what you would expect a Galaxy to smell like, were you to sniff it in your nose or something. But I imagine that if you take some of that wax and chew it up, it tastes like this.
That shit seems about right for this one, though. But I got to say, I don't know if we're giving this beer a fair tick because I think it's a little old for the style. Usually you want to drink one of these within like 3-4 weeks of when they can it, just because like if you look the bottom of your cans, it gets a little sludgy down there. It seemed like when I was pouring it out. You can't look at the bottom of the can there, the date's down there. But
So you tell me to mix it?
I guess if you want to mix it,
Oh, I did already.
you don't have to.
Oh shit!
But
Fuck it.
I mean, it shouldn't separate too much, and it shouldn't have too much stuff falling out of it. Usually, that's like seen as like a flaw in this style if it really falls out like that. But some of the best ones definitely do it, and it gets kind of goopy down there when they get old. But you have like if it's over, like this beer is like the one that I opened was canned on the 22nd of October, so we're talking 3 months.
Yep, mine too.
I think, and so these are well past usually where you want to drink them. I don't know if Ecliptic really would even be able to get beers to us that quickly. They're in Portland. They might not be able to get beers to us from canning date to
You think
here
they use
in
Amazon?
3 weeks. No, they probably use Coors. Coors also has a huge distribution network as well that they run Coors Distribution, which runs all over the West, and which is why like beers in the West get to the West and beers in the East don't, because there's a bigger distribution company out there. I mean, they all kind of compete, and there's smaller ones popping up like Crooked Stave out here who runs a brewery.
Cricket Steve?
Stave.
Stave?
Yeah, they run a brewery out
That's
here.
your new name. Guys, Spencer is retired. It's now Cricket Steve.
Crooked Steve's Beer Corner.
No, it's still Guy Spencer's. Cricket Steve can have his
You're
own.
just filling in for him.
Just write that shit down so we can use it later.
Oh boy.
All right. So anything about Crooked Steve did what now?
Oh, so they also have like a distribution company now that they're distributing like smaller local places, trying to get really good beer out into different places, and also is bringing in a bunch of really good beer. So it's a interesting little market there that people don't see as much in the beer world. Dang, you're really going at that.
Yeah,
Wait, is it a sticker on top of a
course
printed
it is.
can?
Yes,
is
it
the
is.
whole can printed, or
Yes,
do they
it
fade
is.
it out underneath?
Nope, it's printed.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, why did they do that?
I don't know, probably to save cans. The under cans are just the logo on what looks like dots.
I think all of their our beers are space themed. So then they just have like the bottle or the can, and then just put the sticker over it for like the specific flavor.
Hey, Ecliptic, if you're listening or if you ever watch this, use a smaller sticker. Your can's fucking cool.
Yeah. Don't need all
Stupid
that.
asses. I'm just kidding. I don't know you. So it's easy to say
Yeah.
stupid asses. I
I
don't
don't
know.
know
Maybe
either.
you're a bunch of stupid asses.
I was in the
but
middle-
maybe you're smart because that shit looks tight.
Yeah, I do. I actually like the bear can more too.
Hell yeah. The bear can instead of the beer can. I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Got the right to bear cans.
Hell yeah.
So Justin, a 0 to 5 scale. Where'd you put this beer?
Oh, 0 to 5 scale.
Yeah. You can go
This
down
beer
to
here?
quarter measurements.
Are we talking about out of like
Whatever you want.
from what's 5? Name a 5 and name a 1.
I can't for you.
All right. On a scale of 1 to 5.
In quarter increments. So you could say 1.75
Quarter increments.
if you wanted to.
What the fuck? Why not just do like 1 in 40? Okay.
I didn't make the scale up.
Apparently, you just did. It sounded like you just did.
No.
Yes.
This is for our official Untapped rating on the LRVT Untapped
Oh no shit.
post.
That's ridiculous. All right, here we go.
All you get is 1 now.
Ooh, that's all they're gonna get to.
And you can judge it on whatever you want. You can give it a 5 because, I don't know, wax candles shouldn't come in cans. I don't know.
I mean, I wouldn't be like, hey, somebody else should try this drink. That's where I'm on a
That's your
scale. On a
rating?
scale of 1 to 5, I wouldn't be like, hey, somebody else try this drink.
You wouldn't be in terms of like you don't want anybody else to have to drink it, or
Yeah.
you don't want
Oh, yeah,
anybody
don't-
else
you
to
don't-
drink yours.
No, like maybe it's for somebody, but I wouldn't suggest it. It wouldn't be the one where like like Casa Bonita's fun. It's cool and everything.
Yeah.
But if somebody was asking me for somewhere to go to eat, I'm not going to send them to Casa Bonita. That don't mean I don't think it's fun.
Sure. I get you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I completely.
Your boy likes sopapillas just like everybody else.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't know if we're giving this beer a fair shot. So, Ecliptic, if this beer is great, excuse me, or if anybody knows that it's great and wants to tell us to pound sand and drink it fresh, then maybe it is good. But 3 months old, where we're drinking it now, I gotta say trash? It's not good. It tastes like wax is actually like on point. Like it has that, that fake kind of the fake sweet smell that kind of translates
sweet smell.
Yeah, so like those candles always have like a really sweet fragrant note to it, right? Like you can smell the sweetness in it, and it like, and
I
so
think that comes from beaver.
But then also, beaver like anal gland, isn't it?
I don't think it's an anal gland.
I'm almost positive it's an anal gland.
It's near their booty hole, but I don't think you just call everything an anal. You know what I'm saying? Like that's weird.
I'm almost positive it's an anal gland. I mean, if it's in their anus, it would be an anal gland.
I don't know if it's in their anus. I think it's next to their anus.
I'm not sure. But
I have no idea.
I've heard it as an anal gland. We digress. Sorry about beaver buttholes.
Well, that's where they get the sweet from, so.
Right, but that smell, like this beer has that kind of almost waxy kind of taste to it where, I don't know, like it got, like one of the flavors I kind of got when I was drinking it was it kind of tastes like an old gusher. Like if it was like left out and like kind of plasticky and like the, like just sugary corn sweetness with like a fake, like unidentifiable tropical flavor to it, like, it's not pineapple or anything like that, but it's just like that tropical flavor that's in those fake tropical flavors.
Are you following this, Eric?
Anybody following this?
No.
No?
No.
Like Hawaiian Punch. What the fuck does that taste like?
You went from like mushy, gross, old gusher to Hawaiian Punch.
Well, that's like fruit fucking punch. Like it's not a fruit flavor. It's just a flavor, right?
Sure, but
and
like adding the mushy
like.
gush, like that added like a texture to your flavor that I don't think you expected. Or maybe I'm just blazed.
No, I didn't.
Maybe I didn't expect it.
I mean, the mouth feels fine, I guess. Like it's not that creamy. It seems nice. Like whatever. It just like mouthfeel doesn't like get me here or there.
Boy, Ecliptic is heated right now. They're like, we tried so hard on that one. We knew you were gonna drink it.
They didn't. Eric, you should look up if Ecliptic is independently owned or if they're owned by a bigger entity. Because my guess, with such a cool can and covering this shit up, my guess is that they're owned by somebody else. No, they are independent. Good for them.
See, there you go, judging people.
I'm judging them.
Hell yeah, you just did. It's literally what you did. You judged those people and what they are by the can that they gave you. Boy, I can't believe you.
Oh, I didn't.
You're a canist.
I'm a canist.
Hell yeah, boy.
Eric literally bought these because of what they look like.
I also realized now that they were the wrong ones.
What were you trying to get?
It was another space one. I don't remember what it was. I was like,
well, these, I mean,
it
just so we're clear,
it's not bad.
I don't really like beers like that. Like, they're not my thing.
Yeah,
I'll
Justin's
drink
gonna
them.
hate every beer that I probably bring on here. Like, that's just this is par for the course. Like, this won't get better unless we bring Modelo on here. Then Justin will probably have a fucking soliloquy for us about Modelo. But otherwise, expect stories about
fuck around and get that Modelo virus
and old Capri Suns for his reviews. And you can catch them on our Untapped page. All right, let's stop talking about beer. What else are we going to talk about?
Ooh, I wanted to hear what you thought because I saw some weird stuff online.
Uh-oh.
You know why I saw some weird stuff online? Because I read the fucking comments.
God damn it, the first rule of the internet. Just when we went over this.
The first fucking rule of the internet, dude. I read the fucking comments. So I go in and I read some comments and the shit's hilarious. And I was like, this is normally not a newsworthy or a noteworthy thing, but I thought it was hilarious. And especially, you brought it up kind of earlier. And I thought it was funny. Almost brought it up. I'm high. Talking too much. Watch this. Joe Rogan, on one of his recent podcasts that he dropped this week, was asked who he's voting for.
Mm-hmm.
And he said he ain't know, but most likely Bernie Sanders.
I thought.
Yeah, you heard that right, boy.
I thought that happened in 2 parts.
No, maybe it happened in 2 different podcasts in the same day because he talks.
Well, I heard
like
that
multiple
he
podcasts or something.
first was like, I'm either voting for Tulsi, or he said, I like Tulsi and I like Bernie. That's it. Nobody else.
Yeah, he's been saying that.
Yeah.
He's been saying that for a
But
while.
I thought he said he is going to vote for Bernie. That's just what I saw.
No, I think it was just,
that's how they place those headlines. I watched.
I didn't look into it. I didn't have time.
Well, I watched it. I watched, and I
So
forget
say
which
again
one it
what
was.
he said?
I
Most
forget which one.
likely
Yeah,
he'll
he
vote
said
for-
most likely I'm voting for Bernie Sanders, and almost says exact words. Again, Joe Rogan speaks. My bad if I got that exactly wrong, but it was along those lines. But it's those clickbait ones that turn it into like Joe Rogan endorses Bernie Sanders, and it's like, well, no, he's been talking about all kinds of people, and he's not necessarily endorsing him. He was asked, "Who are you voting for?" And the dude was like, "I don't really know, but if probably Bernie Sanders." And I thought that was hilarious. That you asked me about Joe Rogan being president. I was like, I don't know. First of all, he said before that he don't want to be president. I'm sure that's a goofy thing, but what if he was president and was like, well, I want Bernie to be president? How would that make you feel? Like, that's hilarious. Anyways, my bad. I'm just high tying 2 things.
Wait,
that
so
are
what do you want to
unrelated.
ask me?
Oh, I wanted to ask you how you felt about that because I read the comments. And there was 2 chicks going off about how they could not support Bernie Sanders anymore. They couldn't believe that somebody like this would get behind him and this and that. And that endorsement is going to ruin his campaign. And that this misogynistic pig and blah blah blah, all the stuff that some people say online about stuff.
You had to go and read the fucking comments.
I
Justin.
did, and it was hilarious. But then, so I read that comment, and then sure enough, you see a Vox article titled the same type of bullshit. And I wanted to know what you thought about that kind of thing. Do you feel like motherfuckers endorsing somebody else as a good or a bad thing, depending on who they are? You know, like when Trump he had like the KKK dude. That was like, I'm endorsing Donald Trump. He endorsed every single Republican fucking nominee, always.
Yeah.
It wasn't special to Trump. But, saying that stuff like that, like...
I mean, endorsements are fucking... They're treated...
And I know Bernie's your man. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah. Sure. Endorsements are super, I think, overplayed and can be hyped, can be... what's the opposite of hyped? What's the antonym for that?
Oh, unhyped.
Oh, better
Dishyped.
antonym than that. You guys fucking suck at antonyms.
Anti-hype.
We know some prefixes. Would those help?
Look, I'm going to tell you right now that 83% of the time they actually do have the answer. Knowing some of those prefixes. Thanks.
Did you just...
Anti-disestablishmentarianism.
This guy rapped once. He used to be good with the words.
No, I just never gave a fuck about long words. Like, no, but I really thought that there's another one. That's probably doesn't rhyme. I'm sure I'm confusing one word and that word. But there is another word there that I'm thinking about.
You got an antonym for me?
Yeah, so there's abate, decrease, de-escalate, diminish, downsize, dwindle, lessen, lower, minify, reduce, or subtract.
That's some vocabulary.
I don't remember what I was trying to use that word for. What were we talking about? Oh, that's right.
Endorsements.
Yeah. And, well, so they can be played up. They can be fucking played down and subtracted. But I do think that they can be important, right? From the right people. And, for instance, there's a perfect example to contrast the one that you're talking about. I think Joe Rogan has some kind of listener base of like 7 million fucking people.
Yeah, it's huge.
Huge. And the number of people in there that are unreachable by most of like the Bernie grassroots campaign, like getting to people, talking to them. And I think theirs is one of the best, absolute best at doing that, of talking to real people, getting out there, canvassing, having just a whole trove of people out there doing that in communities. I don't think anybody's doing it better than Bernie Sanders, which also I think is going to win. Gosh, I've had so much trouble keeping my train of thought here.
That's that loud. I fucking told you.
Yeah, you got
This
me
boy
with
was. You didn't listen. I told you that's that loud, boy. You didn't have your headphones on
My
the
headphones
volume.
are too tight? Are they
no,
too
the
tight?
volume wasn't right though, boy. The shit got too loud for you. That's all. You were talking about presidents and endorsements and.
Oh yeah.
Just real quick, this is an audio from another episode of Joe Rogan's podcast, where I think comes your confusion.
You got it. Tulsi Gabbard's my girl. I'm voting for her. I decided. I like her. I met her in person. Who is it? I don't know. I give up. I'm not.
When did you say that? A gang ago?
That was a long time ago.
Yeah, I don't know when. And
That was like, that might have been like first cycle, like a 2016 cycle when Tulsi came around.
No, I don't think so. I don't think you knew her like that then.
And then it must have been in between, the 2 years between when she ran again. And I think the next, I mean, it wasn't this cycle. I remember that happening, but it was before. I don't even think he's talking about this like election cycle in that clip. Because the thing with Tulsi and him came out pretty recently of him being like, I like these two.
Yeah, no, because he had her on recently, and so I watched the one he had her on way, back in the day when I wasn't paying attention. And that one wasn't. I don't think she was. I think she was still supporting Bernie in that one.
Yeah, because she wasn't running for president.
Yeah, so
She was just
but
representative.
But I think that's when he like got to know her, got to kind of like her.
Yeah.
And so this last time having her on and she's running for president, I think it was most likely right after that, right? Is that what you're talking about? Like the time frame?
Right after.
The last time she was on. I bet he's saying that to somebody like the last time she was on. I don't know. I don't watch them all or nothing.
Oh, I don't know.
I look.
I thought it was like
I watched
after
when
the first
motherfuckers I
time,
like her on though.
when he said like I met her and like I thought that was he said the thing I'm going to vote for after that.
Whatever that quote was, I think it was not too long after he'd had her on more recently.
Oh,
that was May 1st, 2019.
I mean, my confusion was around like Tulsi because I mean, Tulsi's not going to win. I think Joe Rogan knows that.
Well, again, I think that was a long time ago he said that, and that was more like when it was at the beginning. There was a bunch of people. He just said this week.
Yeah.
One of the ones that did that was when it was either this week or last week, but somebody asked him, "Who were you voting for?" And he said most likely Bernie Sanders.
And then today, the Bernie Sanders Twitter posted the clip of him saying
Play
that.
it, so I can stop talking out of context.
The primary.
I think I'll probably vote for Bernie. Him as a human being, when I was hanging out with him, and
Yeah.
I believe in him. I like him a lot. What Bernie stands for is a guy who, well, look, you could dig up dirt on every single human being that's ever existed if you catch them in their worst moment and you magnify those moments and you cut out everything else and you only display those worst moments. That said, you can't find very many with Bernie. He's been insanely consistent his entire life. He's basically been saying the same thing, been for the same thing his whole life. And that, in and of itself, is a very powerful structure to operate from.
Fuck, bud. That right there, like, I know.
And that was with Homegirl. I remember the podcast. It was with her name. Oh man, I know her name. She's a writer. I'm pretty sure she's a writer with.
Well, let me finish this then.
Or somebody.
So, like, I agree that Joe Rogan did not say I endorse Bernie Sanders, which is good because that's some political bullshit that don't mean nothing to most people. Mm-hmm. But what he just did for Bernie Sanders, what he just said, is way more important and way more.
I know. I saw your eyes light up.
Yeah, because I mean, that's the feeling of endorsement that Joe Rogan was able to say in words like the same thing that politicians fucking feel when they say, I'm going to endorse you, and like all political people like get all their little feelings and feel all warm. And like we all get our wings, I think, at that point too. It didn't have to happen because that's not that audience. And I think the importance of an endorsement, and because I would call that an endorsement, like it sounds like there's a lot of really nice things that Joe Rogan just said about Bernie Sanders.
He says that about him all the time, though. I've
Sure.
heard him say that stuff about him multiple times.
But he's saying it now. And now is the time we're all paying attention outside of the listenership and outside of that. But I think when the same listenership has this on their mind. And so I was ecstatic about hearing that Joe Rogan was saying that, because it means that the 7 million people, which I think a good amount of them, like I said before, aren't going to be caught by the Bernie Sanders like machine of people that can kind of get out and work with people. I think they have a lot more respect for Joe Rogan than a lot of like the political things that they see or interact with. And hearing him say that at least might point their compass in the direction of Bernie Sanders. And I think that's great. And I think it's reaching a bunch of people that are important to reach in this movement. Really important people that it wouldn't have been reached otherwise. And I wanted to contrast this with a friend of the show, Hillary Clinton.
Oh, yeah. Shout out Hill.
Yeah, she was out there talking mad shit about my boy Bernie Sanders.
Oh, yeah, she
came out and said nobody likes him. Which is hilarious because
nobody likes her.
Well, I think one of the
Poor
hosts
thing,
on Chapo made a good point. It's not that nobody likes Bernie, but it's who she was talking about. Like, who do you think Hillary Clinton's talking about when she said nobody? Who's the group that she's talking about that nobody likes Bernie in?
I don't know. I didn't look into it that far. What
would you guess?
That sound like some shit a jealous girlfriend would say about some shit somebody else said.
Right, and that's exactly what it is.
No, I don't know if that's what it is. I think that she's just saying bullshit. I like Bernie's response.
What did you hear as his response?
He said, well, my wife likes me some days.
It's wonderful. I mean, he's been fucking playing this chess with this whole like smear campaign from Warren, and now with Hillary Clinton coming in and saying some really fucked up things. Like, it went beyond just her saying nobody likes him. She said some fucked up stuff about him, like using the same tropes as he did last time as with like sexism, and like it cut deep, like what she said. Luckily, most people, I think, give no fucks about what Hillary will say, except for those fucking Dem-minded people, the solid Democrats, and we know a few of them in town, like, that are just Democrats to their core. And Hillary Clinton's loss was
I think they're kind of fading a little bit.
I mean, but that's why you bring out Hillary now, because they're desperate as fuck to try and even bring some of those fuckers back in because all those people who were the Hillary people are now fired back up and making sure that those same group hate on Bernie Sanders. Remember, Bernie Sanders is the reason that fucking Hillary Clinton lost, right? Mm-hmm. According to them, is Bernie Sanders' fault. And it's still the Democratic Party trying to pull out every fucking little tool they have to stop Bernie Sanders, which again, I think is the canary in the coal mine, saying like, yo, Bernie Sanders might be the fucking ticket here, knowing that the Democratic Party is just afraid of him as the Republican Party is.
I don't know what the canary in the coal mine is for real, but for Justin went and invested some money on Bernie Sanders being the Democratic nominee. And shit, my shit's up like $14 since I put in my $5 yesterday. Or maybe it was the day before. And I'm also up. I'm up gaining for 2020 that Bernie Sanders wins the Democratic primary. And just so we're clear, it's the one I bet on for the 2020 nominee. These are my polls that I give a fuck about. The motherfuckers that are betting on it. Right now, if we view the market, Joe Budden's at Fucking Joe Budden's at 38%. or 38 cents.
Joe Biden. Yeah.
Joe Biden's at 38 cents, and Bernie Sanders at 34, up another penny since over the last hour. And
Bernie Sanders has been surging in the polls.
Well, I've been watching these for like the last 2 weeks, and Bernie Sanders was at like 9 cents 2-3 weeks ago, and now he's at 34. He's 4 cents behind Biden and Biden. And
like I
Biden
said,
about to take that shit. Also, though, I wanted to let you know that just so you know, right now, Bernie Sanders is 54 cents for Colorado Democratic primary. So everybody that bets in Colorado are voting for Bernie Sanders to win that primary. Joe Biden only got 30 cents to his name.
not too worried about Colorado.
Everybody else is single digits.
I mean, that day's
How
just
that
going to
predict
be...
it if you ever want to bet on politics. It's hard, but if you hit, you hit.
Yeah, it does hit. Like, everybody who hit on that shit when Trump won,
Oh, I hit like
just playing some fun bets.
Oh no, I was 2 tweets away from hitting. I put in like, I think I put
How are you
$20.
2 tweets away
I
from
put like
hitting?
$20 on a bet that Trump would tweet 260 to 274 times over the next week or
Damn.
2 weeks or something.
He
like
hit
that.
a record this week, I think, in a day.
No, well,
he hit a record.
This was a few months ago. And
Oh shit! No, I mean
$20
this last week he broke like 134 tweets or
Well,
some
I
shit
put
in a day.
$20 on it. I put $20 on it with I think it was like 4 cents a share to buy them. So whatever 4 cents times, or however many times 4 cents goes into $20. That's how many shares I had. And then fucking all leading up to it, it was all good. And then he retweeted or did something funny and did like 2 extra tweets right at the last second, and it hit the next bracket, and all those fools won, and I lost my $20. I was on track. I was gonna win like I don't know, $200 some off my $20.
Dang, that's pretty good.
To bet about fucking Trump tweeting? Oh yeah, boy! I was about to what do you call it? 10 times my money.
10 times my money.
I was about to 10 times my 20.
That's it. Add another 0.
Fucker. I should have bought some shares in both, to be honest. That's the game.
Hedge your bets a little bit.
But you bet and you learn. Now I got some money on Bernie. Not a lot of money, a couple dollars.
Ooh.
Just in case. So that I don't feel bad.
And so, but overall, to where we started with this, with an endorsement, also who was endorsed this week, we had a big endorsement from the New York Times editorial board.
Ooh, we now, huh?
But you know what they did?
You hear this fucking guy using these fucking pronouns?
These big-time East Coast
they're the
words?
we's now.
New York editorial board.
We got an editorial from the New York editorial, or whatever you said.
Yeah, I think.
Endorsement.
I hope you hear that we in jest, that or in sarcasm, that fuck them. But they endorsed.
Oh, I thought you were saying Bernie. I thought you
No.
were saying we. I was like, damn, this boy's all we now.
No, we received, as we the people received this
Oh,
endorsement
okay.
from the New York Times. Like, who gives a fuck about them? Like, that's my point. Is
Wait,
that
we the people?
like, God damn, Justin, why are you making this so difficult for me just to say they came out and endorsed someone?
Oh, who'd they endorse?
They endorsed 2 people
Okay, a pair.
in the
All right.
Democratic primary. They endorsed 2 people. They endorsed Miss Elizabeth Warren and Miss Amy Klobuchar. With the reasoning of like that this race really has 2 lanes, and so they nominated both of them.
That's stupid.
Yeah, it was really stupid. Why do you think it's stupid?
Because neither of those people stand a chance. Have you seen the video of Amy Klobuchar? And she's just repeating the same old fucking tweet she told Donald Trump.
No.
Oh, it's hilarious. Let me show you.
I mean,
So
she's hilarious. She shakes all the time in the debates. I mean, that's not hilarious, but it was a little off-putting at first, and then it kept happening, and then it stopped, and then it kind of kept happening.
doing that cocaine, boy.
I do like that. She's like, I mean, she doesn't seem to be one of the politicians that wants to veil like her shitty politics, or not shitty, but her like abusive politics and anything but exactly what it is. She's just like, no, we're gonna be right there in the center and just kind of work the line, and we don't want the radical right or the radical left. Like, no, we just want the people in the middle. We're gonna just, be right in the middle. And she's very true to who she is and what she does. And I actually trust Amy Klobuchar to do what she's gonna say she's gonna do more than I trust Elizabeth Warren now.
Remember the last one we were talking about how none of that shit mattered, and you get voted back because you have to be funny?
Mm-hmm.
Here's why Amy Klobuchar will never be president. This is a series of clips.
He sent out a tweet. He made fun of me for talking about climate change in the middle of a blizzard, and he called me Snow Woman. So I wrote back, hey, Donald Trump, the science is on my side, and I'd like to see how your hair would fare in a blizzard. So I wrote back, hey, Donald Trump, the science is on my side, and I'd like to see how your hair would fare in a blizzard. So I wrote back, Donald Trump, the science is on my side, and I'd like to see how your hair would fare in a blizzard. Sometimes, if you haven't noticed, you use a little humor. Like when he called me Snow Woman at my announcement in the middle of that thing, I wrote back on Twitter, I'd like to see how your hair would fare in a blizzard. So I wrote back, hey, Donald Trump. So I wrote back.
Can we stop
hey,
this?
Donald Trump. So I wrote back. I tweeted back. The science is on my side. And I'd like to see how your hair would fare in a blizzard. And I'd like to see how your hair fares in a blizzard. And I'd like to see how your hair would fare in a blizzard. Mr. Umbrella Man. And he called me Snow.
That's why that girl ain't never gonna be president, boy.
Because her clapback
is trash. It was trash, and she's
That's
repeating
bad.
it over and over, and her repeat of it is not
Right.
getting any better. It's not like that joke gets better as she tells it. Oh man,
I know, but that joke is just not for you.
No, it's exactly. It's not for me,
And that's
I'm
why
the
it's
swing
not
vote.
funny, but the
I'm
peop-
literally the swing vote.
Yeah,
I'm
but-
the independent that the Democrats are looking to convince.
You're
That's
one
me.
of them, but you're in a different age group that I think they attack your age group way differently than that. I think that shit that she's trying to do, that's like some
What is the internet?
35 and up shit. Well, yeah, that's the internet, how it responds. Nobody who thinks
like
that
2
shit
years
is
away from
funny,
35, dude.
nobody who thinks that shit is funny is voting for her. Which
Nobody
is
thinks
why
that
it's
shit's
not
funny.
for them.
Is why nobody's gonna vote for her.
No, why, the people who are going to vote for her because they think that clapback was like, are like the fucking 38 plus year old moms in the Midwest who live completely different lives than we do. You know, they have a couple of
They
kids.
have the same internet as us.
I mean, they might, but they don't go to the same places as us. They
Yeah.
don't have the same fucking echo chambers
I
as
used
us.
to say that
You
about
know
my
they
cousins.
don't.
I used to say that about my cousins in New Mexico because they were like they live in these little small towns. and
No,
it
it's
seems
not about where you live. It's about-
and it seems so secluded, and their lives were so different, and the way that everything does. And when I tell you over the last 5 years, when they all got iPhones, all they talk about is Jordans, and it don't matter if they're on their horse or in their big old truck or what they're doing. It's all the same exact thing as every other kid around here.
Nah.
So when these motherfuckers, if you
I've
think
seen
it's just, if
differences.
you think
I've
that's
seen
just a kid
significant
condition, you
differences.
ain't seen human beings.
No, I don't think it's in any one condition. I think it has to do with their geographics. And like, I remember going, even experiencing like the internet down in Florida and like how it went down there with my personal friends, with students that I knew, seeing things on just like, it's way different than the culture of like memes and things out here. It's completely different. Like just from the number.
Oh yeah, of course the culture is different. That's not what I'm talking about.
And so like, I'm not saying when I say Midwestern, like think of some lady in like fucking who the fuck cares Indiana.
Yeah, I know. She gives
you
a
know?
fuck about- she don't
But
give a fuck about that. She gives a
there's
fuck about,
there's still 100 million of them in America like that. There's still 100 million people who live like that that they are trying
yeah,
to get
but they
that.
all play Candy Crush.
Right. And they
All
all
of
thought that was a fucking hot clapback and they don't want to vote for Trump because they
I
are
don't
woke
know. They're
enough
all
not
on
to think
Facebook too.
they
boy.
don't want to think Trump is that bad and they want to vote with the Democrats because they've been Democrats their whole lives and their choice is Joe Biden, but they're
To
like,
be honest, I think you're counting out your man Bernie. I think he has a better chance this time of getting the
Absolutely.
nominee than he had last time.
absolutely. I'm not I don't think I'm counting him out at all. I'm just trying to give
Well,
my
you're
analysis.
saying it like there's people voting for Amy Klobuchar.
There is.
No, nobody even know what her name is. We can't even say her name. Say her name real quick.
Huh? Klobuchar.
Klobuchar.
Or you could say Klobuchar, I think is maybe the right way
See,
to
that's some
pronounce
bullshit, boys. You got to have a name that we could say real quick. You know what I'm saying?
I call her Kloby.
I'm gonna vote for The Rock, boy. No, nobody hustle harder than The Rock. You ever watch that boy on Instagram? That boy go in. Shit. Make that boy the president.
You've been endorsing The Rock for the president for a long
Boy,
time.
because I would really vote for him because this shit is so stupid. It's like if we're gonna vote for the coolest dude, then I'm gonna pick the coolest dude. That's like one of the coolest dudes on the planet is The Rock, dude.
I mean,
and he's also
I wouldn't
hustles,
be
and
mad.
it's like, you know what I mean. He's made an image of over his hustle and being able to do shit. All right, cool, shit. Well, maybe try leading. Maybe you're trash. I don't know. But this shit's a popularity contest, so who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
You know what
I
I'm saying?
mean, I'm down to vote for The Rock. Yeah. Dwayne Johnson,
Oh, yeah.
2024.
Oh yeah. You think he'd be tight if his vice president was Chris Rock?
Rock.
Hell yeah.
The
Rock 2020.
The Rock.
Damn, Rock 2020 is nasty. Fuck. I'm telling you, dude. That would win.
No, it wouldn't.
No, it would win.
No, 2024 though.
No,
And then you gotta
no,
change the slogan.
no. That was the same shit they said about
It's like-
Donald Trump. Donald Trump at this time in the Republican caucus and
Don't
doing
say
all
caucus.
that, doing their bullshit, whatever their caucus is called. And when he was doing the same thing, Donald Trump was seen as the same type of thing that we're talking about right now.
No.
Oh yeah.
D's Nuts was.
Oh no.
Do you remember
Donald
D's
Trump,
Nuts?
dude.
Do you guys remember D's Nuts?
I remember Donald Trump didn't become serious until the summer, and nobody took him serious before that. They even had a fucking there was an SNL that came out in like the spring of that fucking year, and it's with Donald Trump being the president, and it's all a mockery, and he's all part of it and everything, and it's hilarious because fucking 9 months later that boy was in because nobody took him seriously. What if they did that with The Rock? What if The Simpsons decided to make The Rock president?
Well,
Because The
enough,
Simpsons is the one who tells us what we do.
sure, but enough people, I think, if they heard The Rock was running for president, would be so excited about it. Way more than Donald Trump ever.
You don't think he
That-
flipped some Republican votes for The Rock? I guarantee you there's some Republican folk that'd be like, damn, The Rock?
That would be like no to The Rock? What?
No, I'm saying that would vote for The Rock. All of a sudden they leave the party. Jump on The
Oh, I'm
Rock.
saying tons of people will.
Yeah.
Isn't
Isn't that ridiculous? It's fun, but it's also sad.
I don't even think that would be an issue because if like when Donald Trump announced it was like, oh boy, whoa, man, he's not serious. Like, man, he's not going to do this. But if The Rock, people would be like, he better fucking be serious. We love him. We want him to be president, daddy, like whatever Dwayne needs, we got him and we want him to be.
No
Like,
way,
they love
dude.
that dude. America loves The Rock.
Yeah, now.
Like Rock Oprah, that wins. That just like eliminates term limits right there and also solves like aging and everything quicker than anything else is to keep The Rock and Oprah in the office, indefinitely.
I think in a previous time I endorsed The Rock and Oprah, but that's because I missed the opportunity for Rock 2020. And
Fucking Chris Rock.
Chris
as a
Rock is
politician.
hilarious. And he had him clap back. He'll have them clapbacks. Like, first of all, Donald Trump will be scared to say stuff about The Rock, so everything he says will be funny. It'll be weird. It'll come off funny. And then when he does say it, Chris Rock will have a clapback. Boom, bang. Rock 2020.
Boom, bang. I love
Right?
it. I love it. So what we really need is a strong endorsement from a comedian better than Joe Rogan, or at least one that's known for being a comic more than Joe Rogan is now.
Why would that be the endorsement?
Well,
Them
because then
motherfuckers
we could
would
maybe
endorse themselves.
Because then if we could get Chris Rock to endorse him, maybe we could also be like, Mr. Rock, we need a couple.
What if
we
they're
need a
like
couple of hitters just to keep in our back pocket for some
Hitters?
situations when we know that DJT throws this crazy shit at us.
DJ T?
Donald John Trump.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like a DJ.
I was. He's also a DJ. He DJs on the
Mr. T?
weekends.
Man, what the fuck is DJ T? That ain't nobody.
DJ Trump.
Oh, don't call him that. That's
That's what the
disrespectful.
T stands for. Is there a real DJ Trump?
Just don't call him DJ, boy. That's disrespectful to the
To the DJs?
to the turntablists.
To the turntablists.
To turntablism.
Right on. What was I just saying?
Oh no, you was
What
over
was
there
about you?
disrespecting turntablism.
With DJ T? Donald James Trump?
Yeah.
Donald
Shout out DJ
Jeremiah
Babu.
Trump? DJ Babu?
Hell yeah.
I remember you guys opened for him a few times. Or he
DJ
played
Babu
with
is
you.
part of is 1/3 of Dilated Peoples.
Yeah.
And
Which is who's the
no.
other 2/3?
Rock Irish Science Evidence.
Yes. Yeah.
DJ Babu is the reason. Oh, DJ Babu and Tony Touch, the reasons I wanted DJ when I was like 13. Shout out those motherfuckers, not disrespecting turntablism.
You're right. We should never disrespect turntablism.
Don't you say that with sarcasm in your voice, boy.
God dang.
Shoot.
Can't do nothing over here.
shit's-
Can't even make an
this
apology
shit's serious.
without
This shit's
getting
so
interrupted
serious.
and shit. Trying to apologize to the turntablists out there, and you're over here trying to interrupt me
Shoot.
with doubting my authenticity of my apology. I can't believe you. What were we talking about before?
I
this?
remember.
Donald Trump. And who else was involved? Donald Trump and... Oh, yeah. So when Donald Trump comes and, puts out his little, gashes and hits Bernie with that, we need somebody in there to write some real zingers, I think is what you called them last time.
You have some one-liners, boy. You gotta
Yeah.
have
We
some-
need
some
somebody like
clapback.
Chris Rock. Who else could write good jokes for Bernie Sanders?
Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart got clapback.
You
for
really
days.
think he's got the clapbacks for
Oh
days?
yeah, that's the only reason he's funny. You see how short he is? See how funny he is? That's because he's been clapbacking his whole life. He's nasty. He's the first one you pick. If we're playing clapback dodgeball, I look around and go, oh, the shortest funny motherfucker right here. Boom. You're on my team. Because you have the best jokes. Easily. Lil
I can see
Duval.
that.
Lil Duval, you're over here too. Easily. These little dudes that do, boy,
That's all you need, huh?
they got clapbacks.
Little
boy.
short man syndrome, little Napoleonism.
You just need to make people laugh, and you need to be able to make people laugh more at your joke than somebody else's.
Do you think that they could do a good job of writing a joke that Bernie Sanders could deliver and still make it funny? Because
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
think you could just take a Kevin Hart or a Chris Rock joke and then have Bernie Sanders say it. Like if Chris
No,
Rock
he's-
wrote a
no,
joke
he's-
about
he's-
Trump,
he could be
Bernie
funny.
Sanders could. I do.
He could be funny.
I
He was
completely
just funny
agree.
the other day, or when he said that shit about
I completely
about his wife.
I
But
agree.
he's
He
like,
can be funny,
and he's like, oh, my wife likes me sometimes.
but could
You know?
Chris Rock and Kevin Hart write jokes that are just as funny on their caliber? Because it was not Chris Rock funny. Could
Well,
they write a
but
joke
you-
on their
no,
caliber that he
no.
could deliver?
No, because
and
it
still,
takes-
real hit. You give it a real hit like that, or does it even have to hit that hard if it's coming from Bernie Sanders? Maybe
It has to.
has to hit like the threshold isn't as high as being able to have to hit like Chris Rock level jokes. But if Bernie Sanders is in there with
You
some,
have
like,
to hit
some zingers,
Donald
some
Trump
good ones.
level jokes.
That's
That's what you need to be. That's the level
That's-
that you
there
need to
you
be.
go.
Is
Yeah, I
Donald
think you're
Trump.
right.
And the thing is Donald Trump is very careless. He's very selfless or selfish, and he kind of just goes off real quick, and he does little things, and he's what would you call that?
arrogant.
No, what am I? Impulsive when he does that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? And that type of stuff is what makes him funny, right? The things about Bernie that aren't that are what make him not funny. Which means it's harder for him to be funny. So even if somebody were to write a bunch of one-liners for him, that's whatever. But you need to be good on the spot in a
Yeah.
debate. And you can't be good on the spot if somebody says something about you and you're not willing to take the joke farther. Right? Because all of a sudden you have morals and ethics and I'm not going to take the joke farther. Well, then you're not going to be funnier.
That is a concern.
And so you got to take the joke farther, and you got to be able to do it without being funny, without being like immoral or unethical, right? So you have to be able to take that joke farther while also win. And that's what those comedians do. They know how. Like Kevin Hart, or just I'm thinking about these dudes that were funny when I was young. It was like little dudes, and especially the ones that had the clapbacks were always good because people would pick on them. So they always had to snap back so fast, and it was so clever and off the top. He was like, dude, those people would never talk to him again.
Yeah.
Like, oh shit, I'll never do that again. You know what I mean? It was like that little number. Like, well, that kind of clapback, that, you know, where you can hit somebody, shut them up, but not make them punch you in the face.
Yeah. Well, I don't think we have to worry about that too much.
It's not about
with
punching you in the
Donald.
face. It's that if you make everybody who's watching want to punch you in the face, nobody likes you anymore because you went over the boundary, right?
Yeah.
And that's what some people do. They start trying to make funny jokes, like they think they're going to be funny, and then they end up being offensive. Right?
Yeah.
That shit happens all the time. And sure, sometimes you just people who tell jokes a lot, like you're just gonna be offensive sometimes. That's how jokes come out. But people who don't tell jokes a lot do that because they think like that's the next level, and they don't get it, right? Bernie Sanders is smarter than that. He's not gonna take it to that next level, but he's also not clever enough to find that in between ballots where he could beat his jokes.
I don't know if I can
That's some
honestly
joke
say
science,
that. Like,
y'all shit.
I know Bernie Sanders, I think, fairly well. I've been watching him for a long time, and I don't know if we can definitely say that he can't do that. And the reason I think that we don't know is because Bernie Sanders is always stuck to a message and like a platform kind of message where he doesn't really stray far from it, right? It doesn't he doesn't get baited into a lot of these situations. When you look at him in the debates, it's rare to see him get pulled into some of that petty stuff where he won't take a question even from the moderators, take it, answer it, spin it, and put back into policy, right? He's real good about just being like pop, like answer, pivot, back into policy.
Well, yeah, that's what most good politicians do.
Right. And he's really good at it, though. Like, there's no one up on that stage that's
Is that a
better
good or a
at it.
bad thing?
Well, we'll see, because I think where he's at now, it's a good thing because it lets the big field of people squabble and fuck around, and he's still there. Boom, 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 message. Every debate. He fell out a little bit last time, but he was throwing some curveballs with the whole fucking Warren backroom private meeting situation thing. That I think he played it as well as he really could. It wasn't perfect, I don't think, but he did the best he could. And that's all we could expect with that. But I think I'm more worried about what will happen with that strategy. Or not worried. I think it needs to shift when it goes to the national level. If it's him and Trump in the national level, he can no longer just stick to policy, take an insult, pivot, and go back to policy. They're going to have to change their debate strategy significantly in order to. And I think we have seen him like here and there kind of reveal that he has the ability to kind of be funny, like you said with the comment about his wife. I think the whole like Tom Steyer situation has been pretty like comically just Bernie being Bernie, but also being kind of fucking funny. Him being like just like, okay, good, yeah, okay, Tom, and just like kind of patting him away. And I mean, I think it's hilarious that he's not trying to be funny, but it is funny because of who Tom Steyer is.
I don't know the details of what you're watching.
You haven't seen these memes?
Yeah, no, I think
they're hilarious. And so wholesome.
Let me guess. Never mind. I don't know where you saw these groups or you follow these memes from. What groups do you do? But I don't follow the same ones. I don't see these ones. None of the Bernie memes have been making it towards my timeline recently.
That's fair.
That's unfortunate.
Did you listen to the Mac album or the M album?
I did listen to the Mac album, yeah.
Yeah, I did too.
I fuck with it heavy.
I gotta say, I got a little caught up in the production at first, and it kind of took away from all the lyrics that were going on when I first listened to it. And I also was driving and didn't get a solid like listen to it and sit down and listen to it until later. And I only maybe got about halfway through it, really diving in and trying to listen to the lyrics and stuff. I don't know. I didn't like it. I wasn't crazy about it at first, production wise. It gave me some
Just
vibes.
like the style or what?
Yeah, it gave me a lot of like Beatles vibes. For me. It like gave a lot. Some of the songs like where it almost was like he was just kind of talking lyrics over like just kind of Beatles-esque recordings, and not all of the tracks, but it kind of gave me that vibe throughout all of it. And I chatted with our friend Sasha a little bit about it, and she kind of mentioned something about the Beatles too. And when I went back and listened to it, it kind of hit me not so much in the realm of where I don't know. I couldn't get over that at first. Like I just kept hearing it, so I couldn't get past that a little bit in the first time I listened to it. And so when I listened to it again after a little bit of thought, kind of actually became like a good thing in the album for me. And I started hearing it more in like positive ways and not such obvious ways, you know, like where I didn't hear it before, I was hearing it more. And maybe I'm just like, you know, finding evidence for my own claims, right? Like I could just be hearing the things that I want to hear and that's it. But I do think it's a good album, and I still got to go through it a little bit more, but it took me for a loop a little bit, and I didn't expect that. I didn't expect to kind of get such a older vibe from the album that was going to be coming out. Like,
did you listen to Circles?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Are you Swimming? I mean,
yeah, but Swimming was I got a way different vibe on the production of that. Well,
that's because that was completed by him.
Yeah, was it? I don't know too much about it. I didn't do any research on this album. Like, I just wanted to be.
I just know that this was all shit
consumer.
that he was working on, but it wasn't. I don't know if it was all necessarily completed. And then the producer and the producers or musicians, whoever that he was working with, went on to complete it, which makes it, you know, different than what he would have done by himself for sure. But I didn't think it was bad. I fucked with it.
Yeah, I didn't think it was bad. It's always weird hearing somebody talk about things.
Yeah, that was
after
hard.
they die.
Listening to it without having that thought about like that food just being dead, like you're all like, oh fuck.
The first opening line is something like that.
Yeah. The first opening line, I remember that too. That it hit me. I was like, ooh.
Yeah. Well, that's probably why they did it too.
Yeah.
I'm sure that they were aware of that sentiment. Yeah, going in. But the M album, fuck, I listened to it right after that, and I barely even remember any of it. It was just Eminem songs.
Yeah, I didn't listen to it more than just skipping through it, checking it out. It's not my thing. It's not my style.
Yeah.
But it's cool for what it is. I'm sure other motherfuckers like it.
Yeah, I'm sure there's plenty of people who like it.
I'm sure I'll hear something and be like, ooh, that was tight. But, you know, it's just not my joint.
Yep. But since we weren't going to talk about music, we were going to talk about the fight.
Ooh, that is my joint.
Yeah. And so we had the fight against Donald Cowboy Cerrone, who is near and dear to our hearts out here in Colorado and folks like us from New Mexico. You know, I think we all root for him as kind of like a hometown hero almost. Sir. You know, and fuck, man, I was disappointed.
In what part?
Just him losing? 30 seconds.
Just him losing? Is that what you were disappointed? Or just that it was a short fight?
I was disappointed it was a short fight. More disappointed too that Cerrone lost because I was rooting for him to win, but I was most disappointed. I wanted to see I wanted to see a fight. Like I want to see these two, you know, go at that chess match of both of their skills and styles. And
I mean, but they did, and Conor won.
Yeah, it just took 30 seconds, and I was hoping for it to take 25 minutes. You know,
yeah.
Or at least 20. I wanted to see, you know, something into the fifth round. I want to see these dudes go at it and brawl. These are some of the.
Well, this food D broke it down for me, and he showed me. Or he told me, and he explained it about how right when they go in, Conor throws a kick or a punch of some kind, and Cowboy blocks it. Or no, he like dips under to miss it. And at that moment, Conor threw a knee and caught him in the jaw with his knee. So that's when he lifts back up, clinches, and then in that clinch, took those shoulders to the face, which rocked him. But he was already rocked from being clipped by that knee in the beginning. And I mean, to be honest, that's a part of fighting. That's a weird thing to be like disappointed by the fights. I feel like I'm never really I get disappointed by the fights if the ref calls it early or like makes some kind of funny decision, like stops the fight before it like ended. But that fight ended. You know what I mean? It might have been just a few seconds, but that fight ended.
Yeah.
And that shit's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I'm always out there looking for a full fight, like in every fight that I see. The only fight I was really happy to see end early was one last year. Can you guess which one it was? One fight that ended real quick, and it was the only one that I was happy to see that fucking shit end real quick. Because I was like, yes, sir. Thank you. Good.
Last year? What are you talking about?
Yeah, last year it happened. Huge fight. See, Eric knows the one I'm talking about.
I think I know which one you're talking about.
Oh, you know the one I'm talking about.
What are we talking about?
Talking about
I watched a lot of
Jorge
fights. Bro.
Masvidal versus Ben Askren.
Oh, that one?
Where he ended that fight in 4 seconds. Is that the fight that you thought?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that was a crazy fight. That was a good, but like,
I wasn't disappointed
Did
to
you
see
just-
that one end.
why you don't
Quick.
like Ben Askren?
I don't like Ben Askren, no.
What's wrong with Ben Askren?
I don't like his goofiness. I don't like...
I mean, that's just how some people are.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
but that doesn't take away from
I'm-
how good of a wrestler he is. That boy dope.
He's all right.
That boy's a national champion, fucking wrestler. Not just national, fucking Olympic champion, fucking wrestler and shit. Like
He's
the
not
boy,
an Olympic champion.
he's some kind of champion, boy. Some kind of division, motherfucker was all the way at the top, and then was running through Bellator and every other division, every other organization with his wrestling.
Do you know how to spell his
And
name?
that's when he got here. Ben Askren, Benaskren, and yeah. Just show me what kind of he's got all kinds of at least. Again, I've been messing up all the stories. He has all kinds of at least recognition in the sense of like belts and trophies and whatever medals and whatever the fuck they give for wrestling.
And I'm pretty familiar with Ben
Anyways, he was
Askren.
cool.
Yeah.
He's dorky dude, but
I don't even think he's dorky. I think I do enjoy watching him wrestle like folk and freestyle. I do enjoy watching like his technique there. And then watching that translate into the UFC, I thought I was going to like a lot more. And then, I don't know, his personality around there. And like I'm a little bit more sensitive just growing up in wrestling and being a wrestler myself to see a wrestler portray themselves like that. And the way
that's
that
the
he
only way to
does.
get fights nowadays, though, dude. You see these cats. Stipe Miocic is the undisputed heavyweight champ right now. He beat Daniel Cormier to get his belt back. Before Daniel Cormier beat him for it, he had the longest streak in heavyweight history for that shit.
Stipe did, right?
Stipe, yeah, like he's incredible. But you know what? He doesn't talk any kind of shit. He's a firefighter in Ohio. That's his job. His job is he's a firefighter, and then he's also a fighter. And he fucking took shots from like all of the great heavyweights, all the biggest ones. You know what I mean? And his style is wrestling. It's a lot of top control and you know, bringing you to the ground. And it's not very fun to watch. And he doesn't talk shit, so he gets dismissed a lot. I'm sure it's the first time Eric's ever even heard the name Stipe Miocic. And that
I
dude,
have it tattooed on my lower back.
and that's the motherfucking heavyweight
Because
champ.
y'all dated, though. That's different.
Yeah.
That's the heavyweight champ. You know what I mean? So it's like
I hear you.
It's like I
Don't
get
mean I gotta like him.
sure, but I don't think we should apply these like characters that people play to them like in reality. You know what I mean? Like we shouldn't.
I don't know.
like-
If you, I feel like that is Ben. I don't think there is an alternate Ben outside of what he portrays himself.
He doesn't
to
always
be out
portray
there.
that. He does that during fights to whoever he's fighting against. You know who else used to do that really, really well and is like infamous for it is Chael Sonnen.
I don't even know who that is.
Chael Sonnen, legendary MMA fighter, just retired kind of recently. Now he's a commentator, and he's one of the most respected commentators because he knows what's up. He understands people, whatever. And one of the things that like you'll hear about him is that he's just a genuinely nice dude. That he's just a genuinely nice fucking guy that doesn't, you know what I mean? Everybody likes him, even, you know, however it ended up going. But when he's in some kind of fight, his last fight was against Fedor. And the entire time, he's like the American kid. And so he's being like disrespectful and saying funny stuff. But everybody knows that that's not like him personally. That's not who he is. That's the character he obviously plays, and people only know that now because he has like a podcast, he's a commentator now, all that kind of stuff. But even before, like, you know, everybody would say stuff about him, and you'd hear these fighters that like he would be real funny with after their fights talk about, no, he's actually a really good dude, like, you know,
Yeah.
there's no, you know, that's what he does to hype these fights, and he knows how to get people watching. Because that's the game. It's not just about fighting. You can't just be the best fighter. People have to watch you. And so it's like everybody talks shit in their own ways and gets attention in their own ways. Israel Adesanya, for a great example, talk shit in his own way by being like the nerdy. He did like he did like pokeball shit sometimes, and he just came out this last time to like a big old. He did like the Naruto. No, that was fucking Venom Page to the Naruto run. But before that, fucking Israel Adesanya did like a whole dance before his.
Oh, there were some
his
Naruto
walkout.
moves in there. There were some Naruto moves.
Oh yeah. Oh well, it was Michael Venom Page literally ran down because Bellator has like a
Hit
stage.
that Naruto run. With
Yeah,
the
Bellator has a stage the way
Hell
that
yeah.
like WWF and WCW, whatever it's called
funny you
nowadays, it's
mentioned
called.
that. Yeah.
They have a stage like that, and so he did like a whole little thing, and then he had a knife in his mouth and ran down the stage. Did the Naruto run down the
Tight.
stage. But you see, it's like all these cats have their different ways of talking shit. But whatever it is, it's because that's a cocky flaunt. Like that's a display for the people. That's entirely entertainment,
Sure.
so that people will watch. Ben Askren's way to get people to watch was to just be that cocky dude that works all the time, and people watched, and it annoys. Like, yeah, sure.
I think people have always watched
but to like
him
apply
do
that,
that.
yeah, but to
Because
apply
he's
that
been
to
that character since he was not a UFC fighter too. Like when he was a wrestler,
like Bellator and shit?
you look at before he was
I don't know about
a
that.
fighter, when he was just a wrestler, he's always been kind of the same.
Maybe.
Person.
I don't
Like,
know
look
about
back
that.
at the old interviews, and I haven't seen a ton, but he did win some national championships, I believe, in the NCAA, and this is a first top tier wrestler. I think he wrestled at Purdue, I want to say.
Purdue, isn't that like a
It's
chicken place?
Yeah, and also like a pharmacy company and shit too. But Purdue is, one of those big. It's one of those big middle of the country kind of wrestling schools. Those corn-fed wrestling schools. Iowa, Ohio, not so much Ohio, but like Iowa, Minnesota. Who else puts out some nasty wrestlers? But like Purdue, Penn, like that whole circuit of that area of the country puts out. Those colleges have significant wrestling programs where you compare them to something like Colorado State or Colorado University. The wrestling programs, I think, at Colorado University now, like CU, I think are club level, right? Like we don't treat wrestling out here like they might have a Division II team out here, but even in Florida, where like there's a college every fucking town, there's a football team.
So what's that mean about Ben Askren being cool or not?
I don't know. Like I said, I think I'm sensitive to this just being wrestling.
Because I get it.
I think we can wrap it up. I'm okay with that.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
What you think about Eric? You have anything else you wanted to talk about?
If you've made it this far, thank you so much. We really appreciate you. Make sure to follow us on all social medias. We got what do we got? What do we got? Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
All the shits.
Ashley Madison.
Alltheshits.com. Actually, I don't know. Probably don't go to that.
Yeah, there's
Probably don't go to that website. This is not an endorsement.
we don't run that website either. That's not ours.
Maybe we should.
No. You should check out on all the social medias, LRVT Podcast. Find it. That's all you got to search. Find it on Untapped so you can catch all of Justin's, just true reviews of beers that we're going to localize here to the Denver area mostly, or Colorado, just in general. But keep it there and you'll get to hear Justin's hot takes on what these fucking breweries are putting out.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Shout out this Galaxy Candle beer I'm drinking.
Yep. Or not shout out. I don't think we gave it a fair chance. It's too old. And like that's the problem with like getting fucking beers like this from liquor stores like that. Like we can't expect
What do you
them.
mean like that?
Ones that don't push a lot of
What do you mean
craft
they?
product.
What do you mean they?
Yeah. Let's take it all there.
Who are those
Let's all
people?
take it there. Let's just all make it that way. Huh? All right. What I'm talking about is liquor stores that
In
don't
the
push
hood.
a lot of craft content.
In the hood.
This
Liquor stores in the hood.
motherfuckers
They're
are
doing their
not
best.
selling this.
They doing their best.
off the shelves.
This liquor store in the hood is doing their best.
No,
to
those
try
liquor
to
stores
be
in the
as
hood.
like Yo, they're trying to be as like
You're trying to make it act like
diverse
I'm
as
the
possible.
fucking bad person here. The bad
My
person
dude,
here is
look.
the fucking distributors
My
taking
dude,
advantage
look.
of these motherfuckers. What
Look.
they should be doing is buying
Name
that beer
another-
back because it's too old to drink. But
Name
they don't because they
another
treat
liquor
those
store.
fucking stores like shit because they don't push enough of this shit. They're just pushing fucking Coronas and shit like that, and they can fill that. But
Boy,
those
you name another liquor
distributors-
store right now that's got Ecliptic in it that's in the hood. Name one. These motherfuckers are trying their best. You know what? They ended up with a little bit last of the box because they in the hood and
I ain't
didn't
blaming
nobody know
them.
what's up.
I
Whatever.
ain't blaming them.
You are blaming them. You've been
No,
talking
I'm
shit
not.
about them this whole time, B. You about to have me raising up for the hood, my guy.
You're fucking crazy, Justin. This is not what
That
is going
motherfucking
on.
guy at the liquor store, that dude, that cashier, that's my dude, my dude. And if you fucking with my dude, you fucking with me, my dude.
I'm not blaming them.
Hey, you better not be blaming them, boy.
I blame that salesman who was the distributor who told them that they should get this beer, and they made them buy too much of it because
Man,
and
I just
what
think
a good
everybody out here
distributor
doing their
will do.
best, man. Maybe they didn't even know.
I know, but what I'm saying, when you put out beers like this, you should buy the beer back if it doesn't sell, and good breweries do that when they know that. They put shelf lives on beers like this. Like Stone is a big brewery that will do this across the nation because they care about their fucking beer and the way it tastes, and they care that they're putting out a good product. And so they'll put a drink by date on certain beers, and if they don't sell, they'll buy them back.
Like
right?
buyback games?
Yeah, like buyback games.
That's
they'll
not like
buy them
buyback
back.
games. Boy, you take them second games, buyback.
I mean, they buy
games,
that, but
and
they buy
get
them back
money.
at cost. They're not buying them back at retail, of course, right? Like they're not trying to lose money, but they also can't like sell those beers anymore. Those are trash to them. You know, what are they going to do with them? Maybe I don't even know what they do with that shit. They probably have to
That's
destroy
cool, but
them.
you're getting way too excited about Ecliptic. Not buy. Maybe they tried to buy their beer back. They just couldn't get a hold of the motherfuckers. They in the hood. They didn't pay the phone bill. Shit was out for a little bit. These fools tried to call. It was like, hey, dude, we're trying to get our beer back. But they were like, oh, shit, this place must have closed. It's just we're in the hood. Homies forgot to pay the bill. Shit. Went up the hill. Spent a little too much. Spent a little bit of that company money on 16, boy. And shit hit 24 and fucked the whole day up.
So the multiples A.
Look, I don't know, but I'm just saying, maybe they just trying their best. You was over there hating on the liquor store, boy. You had me flexing, boy. You had me.
Dang, I never hit.
I'm
on
about
the
to
liquor
raise
store
up, boy. I
once.
almost sat up. Did you see me? Shit. I'll ride for my dude at the liquor store. I don't even know his name.
I know, but you're fighting for somebody on your side, though. I don't know why you're fighting me on this.
Because you was over there talking shit about it, dude.
I was not going to shit about the
You was
liquor store.
disrespecting. Put some respect on the liquor store's name.
They can't do much about
Put some
it.
respect on the liquor store's name.
Justin, you don't even know the name of the liquor store.
It's Respect Liquors.
No, it isn't.
Right on the corner of Respect and Federal.
Respek and Federal?
Yeah. Respect Liquors. It's named after the street.
Catch us here. We'll be recording live next week from Respek Liquors down off of Respek and
Motherfucker,
Federal.
you ain't never fucking you even come close, boy. You getting rolled up on, boy.
I don't know why you think you speak for them again, thinking that I'm talking shit about them. You're just, I don't know what you're talking
I know my dude at the liquor store
about.
raised
You
up
don't
for me
even
the
know
same
his
way,
name
boy.
either. You're going to make some
I
shit
know.
up now, but.
No, his name's I don't know his name. But I bet he raised up for me the same way. I bet if I was about to get, I bet if I went to the liquor store, boom, I would grab a little tequila, walk back over, boom, hand tequila. We say what's up, whoa, blase blah. I pay, I grab my shit. If on my way out, some food's like, what's up, bow, pops me, I guarantee you, my liquor store homie got my back. Guaranteed that food's out for me. Guaranteed, he knows what's up. Like, that's my dude.
All right, well then.
I bought beer from him at least
I
twice.
apologize to that dude.
He
I didn't know
recognized
he
me the
had your
second
back
time.
like that. I don't know he had your back like that.
He's got my back.
on
That's my
that
dude.
I didn't know that.
That's my dude.
You didn't say that.
I
You
did
just
say
said-
that. I said that from the beginning. I was like, yo, the liquor store, that's my dude. And if you got a problem
didn't
with
say
my
that
dude,
before the
you got a
things-
problem with me, my dude.
But you didn't say that before the things I said about the liquor store that you got so upset about. So
I
I'm
don't remember
saying
what we're
sorry.
even talking about now. I'm just trying to be funny. I
The
think
sign
that's
outside
it.
the liquor
I mean,
store
it
just says
faded out.
liquors.
It better
What
have
is it?
faded out
It just said
well,
liquors.
well,
Yes,
well
Respect
ago.
Liquors, boy.
There's so many places that
You know why it's Respek
just
liquors? They put
say
liquors out there, but
liquors.
there's look.
They all have names though. They all have names.
No,
Look
that
on
one
the
don't have
door
a name.
usually. Oh, it does.
No.
I guarantee it's so and so's whatever's LLCs.
That one's a play off of a RESPECT. You spell it out. It's just up there, liquors. What kind of liquors? Respek liquors, boy.
I missed the hyphens. I didn't see the hyphens in the neons.
What?
The hyphens, like to spell it out.
Well, they asked for them,
LIQU.
but it was like fucking $100 more to do that shit. Each hyphen.
Each hyphen
That's
is
about
$100 more.
That's about 6 hyphens, boy.
It's
Hell
damn near
yeah.
6 hyphens. 7 letters, 6 hyphens.
Boy, those signs are not cheap.
No, they're not. They last a long time.
That's why they always just say liquors. They want to.
So when they get resold to someone else.
It costs an extra $12,000 to put your own name.
It's a thoroughbred liquors.
See, I knew it had a name. Thoroughbred liquors.
Thoroughbred, show some respect, my guy. Some thoroughbreds.
What's thoroughbred mean?
It's some thoroughbreds, boy. Motherfuckers in the hood is thoroughbred, boy. That's what they call horses that have good genes or something. I'm sure that's almost what that is.
That sounds like some privileged shit, Justin. It sounds
But
like
nah,
some horses
but
that
in
just
the
know
hood,
who they
but in the
daddies
hood,
is.
thoroughbreds are like, what's up? Like they're thoroughbreds. Oh yeah, that's that thoroughbred. My dude over there is a thoroughbred. Like this is the kind of dude that you don't fuck with. You know what I mean? Like those dudes. Have you ever been to somebody's house and you walked in and the homie introduces you, and before they introduce you to somebody, they kind of just give you a look, and then you meet this person and you know really quickly that this person is thoroughbred. You don't fuck with that motherfucker. That's somebody that's gonna do what they say.
Are you talking about like somebody who been crippin' since been crippin'?
Crip. I didn't say anything about
Or just
crip.
any kind of like blood in, or just like somebody who's like,
When did I say crip?
whose family. Well, my point is, whose maybe family like goes back like that. Like, is that what you're talking about? Something like that?
No, that's what it means in the real sense, I believe.
So
But
that's
in
what
the
I'm
hood
asking
sense,
you
it's
is-
like you a thoroughbred. You go back in the hood for. You know
that's what I'm
saying?
asking you. Is it the same thing that like if I'm like a thoroughbred Crip, that meant that like my
Well, I don't
mom,
know.
my
Well, no,
dad,
no, I
my
don't- no,
grandma,
I don't think
like
you use it like
I have
that.
a
No, no, it's-
pedigree of Crips
No,
like
It's-
behind me
no,
to
no,
say
no,
that I'm
nobody
a Crip.
said Crip.
That's what I'm asking.
Nobody said Crip.
I'm just
I don't know
using
what
it
you-
as an
I
example.
said the hood, not the gangs. I didn't say nothing about the gangs. I said the hood. We're talking
I'm
about in the
just-
hood with people, just everybody. Everybody in the hood. Boom. Here we are. Right. I'm not talking about no gangs.
But that's all I'm asking. I'm just using that as an example
Yeah, no, that's a bad
of
example.
a group of people.
That's a bad example. No, you would talk about one person and you would say that person is a thoroughbred.
No. I don't think you're understanding. I feel like this question is
Well,
that
you always talk
difficult.
about thoroughbred Crips and stuff, and I'm like, nobody has ever said that before. You're the first person to put those two words together.
2 hours later.
I already said.
Like a thoroughbred for me is a biological thing. There's no biological part of this.
That's what it is in a horse. So in a horse, a thoroughbred is about its genealogy. In the hood, a thoroughbred is about his own reputation and how long and how deep he is in the hood.
Okay, so please use it in a sentence in the hood.
Yo, like we about to walk into this house. This is my house. Everything's cool, whatever. Everybody in here is cool. My cousin in the corner, he just got out of prison, boy, thoroughbred. So just be easy, make sure it's just cool, as long as everything's gonna be cool. You go alright. You go into somebody's house and you meet 6 people and you meet the cousin in the corner, and it's real quick. Oh shit, this motherfucker about it. Like you don't accidentally say the wrong joke to this cat. You don't there's no, oh shut up, bitch. There's no none of that. Like you don't do that kind of stuff with this cat. This cat a thoroughbred like that. Like he deep. So it had nothing to do with his genealogy. His mom might be the sweetest lady on the planet. She's not. That has nothing to do with it. Maybe she's not. Nothing to do with it. It's about that dude being thoroughbred. I mean, at least that's how I always understood it. Maybe I'm wrong.
Man, you're using the fucking word in the definition. Give me that joint.
Well, I'm telling you what happens in the hood, so that you can understand. If anybody ever tells you if any hood motherfucker ever tells you that somebody else is thoroughbred, they're not talking about their genealogy.
I mean, they could call him a biscuit in that context, and I think I would get it.
I mean,
That
that's
motherfucker
weird.
right there, I'm just saying, it doesn't matter the word. If you told me something like, that motherfucker right there in the corner of the red shirt right there, that motherfucker right there is a troglodyte. And don't do no funny shit around that motherfucker. You just got to be careful around him, and it's okay. No jokes about no bitch, like jabbing your elbow into him, calling him a bitch. Don't do that. Don't do that to that troglodyte. I'll be like, all right, I won't. Thoroughbred troglodyte. If you talked about somebody like that, I would get the point. No matter the word you would say to me.
Yeah, I think you missed the point. Troglodyte? Oh, man. Yeah, no. No. The hood adopts words. I didn't make this up. The hood adopts its own words. Quote unquote slang. You'll hear people say, ooh, one of my favorites of all time. That's tight. Now, I can try to explain to you what tight means. But if you don't stop thinking that it means, you know what I mean? Some kind of force against something else. Or, whatever tight would mean otherwise. It's going to be hard for me to explain to you what tight means. But thoroughbred in that sense is just meant that they're just deep in the hood. Like a thoroughbred horse is deep in its genes. Right? I'm sure that's how the similarity came across. But I definitely did not choose the word. So calling somebody a troglodyte would probably get you punched in the face. I don't know what that means. I don't even know if I said it right. But I sound offended. I feel offended.
You should be.
And I'm ready to square up with my guy at the liquor store. And we gonna fuck. Next time we see you, it's heads on sight, my guy. Heads on sight.
You don't want the heads.
All right, this is getting ridiculous. Later, y'all.